what's up? I would like to show you guys a couple weldless battery banks. We'll get to this one at the end. Okay, see this? See how nice this one looks? Okay, so check it out. Here is the hot glue one. You know, honestly, I really like this one. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's up there. I really like this one. So this one, it's just an experiment, okay? I filled it with hot glue. These are LG MH1s. I filled it with hot glue and I melted the screws in place. And, you know, I ran the wiring on the outside and I put the board on top. You know, I kind of like stuff like this. You know, just to be totally honest, you know, you can't sell anything like this. And, you know, when you make something like this, you know, people instantly think you're a crackhead or something. Or this is the peak of your design capability. But, you know, it's just a test. You know, I just want to see, like, how the concept works. It's permanentized. You know, when you weld a battery, it's permanentized, right? This is a weldless battery, and it's permanentized. You know, I just wanted to play with it, you know, experiment with it. Anyways, I've had this for a month or two. It works great. I love it. There's never any problem. Now, if I drop it, you know, it's screwed. That's for sure. I mean, if it lands on the board. Okay, now this one is a prototype before I made the lid, and the portholes were too small. I mean, they look perfect, but trust me, I had to cram this in there, you know? I mean, it's never coming out, not without breaking the plastic or damaging the board. But, you know, it's just another test module. This has TPU screws, so they're soft. They were easy to get in there, but they're like really hard to get out. It's just a concept I was testing. I use this all the time, just like I use the other one all the time. And then we have this one. Look at this one. The reason why this looks like this is because it's a drop test one. I drop it over and over and over again, you know, and that wouldn't break it. So what I did was I smashed it with a rubber mallet. In fact, it was this rubber mallet right here. I went outside and I hit it and I hit it. It wouldn't break, and then I turned it over and then pow! First hit broke it. So it made me kind of realize it would be good to like stuff this with something, you know, or just put some plastic spacer pegs in there, something like that. But even in this condition, and look how bad the condition is. Look. First of all, there's no power button, but you know, you don't really need it. But look. The condition is so bad. Look. You can't even put a USB cable in there. You gotta hold it down and plug it in. And guess what? This thing works perfectly fine. I've had this for like 2 months. It never gives me any trouble. Bro. Literally. It never fails. It always works. In fact, it's very good. It's very high capacity. These are 2 super high capacity cells. They're like, you know, 5 amp hours each. That's 10 amp hours. Just right here. And then we have this one. Look at this one. This one looks nice. This is the socially acceptable one. Check it out. Here, I'll open it up. I'll pry it open. Oops. There we go. I'm really proud of this one. As you can see, this peg, it perfectly aligns with that board. Like the distance, you know, the length of it, it sits in there perfectly. When you close it, it prevents the board from coming up. It will come up, see? If that's not in there. That's because I got the port size right with this one. So, you know, you can take the board out and replace it if it goes bad or something like that. Not that I think it will go bad, but, you know, it happens. So check this out. Here, I'll go ahead and close it up. Oh, that's so satisfying. So I've got white screws for negative, orange screws for positive. They're LG MH1, 3.2 amp hours, but we can realistically say, because they're not brand new cells, they're probably about 3 amp hours. So we got 18 amp hours right here. And just look how nice this looks. A TPU button. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's perfect. And then We got the slit for the LEDs. Look at that. It's lined up perfectly. This is a very good USB battery bank. And because the board and the cells are so easily replaceable, you know, it basically, as long as you don't physically damage it, I mean, it'll last forever. You know, it'll literally last forever. Isn't that cool? So let's open it up one more time. So you can just take a look at the inside. And you see how it works? I got nickel strips. First of all, the top nickel strip is the one that's actually connecting the cell group to the board. And you can see it goes through, and there's a tiny little opportunity space to solder the wires. And the wires are long enough, you know, I did it outside, obviously, and they're long enough to be able to do that, but short enough that, you know, they don't fill this cavity. So it's, you know, I've got the perfect wire length in there so that it's manageable. It can be taken out, serviced, replaced. And just in case you're curious, here's the custom tool to operate those screws. Now, it's printed like this, okay? And if I printed the entire tool like that, then after, you know, quite a while of using it, it'll break. It'll break because the print lines go that way. But what I did was I just printed it with this square cavity, and then I printed the bit, you know, this way. So the print lines go this way. So basically, I mean, that will not break under screw pressure. I mean, you'll break the screw first, and you'd have to really torque it on there. Here. Gravity sucks, doesn't it? It's okay, I got a bunch of screws. So I've got the nickel strip going through here, and then there, and then I got another nickel strip down here, but it doesn't go all the way through. Stops right there. And then on each side, I've got a piece of nickel right here and right here to connect those. I made this box with my box generator. I will put a link in the description. Okay, so let's put this screw back in. And there we have it. It is ready to use. Thanks for watching.